Hello, everyone. This is Nick from New York, and welcome to our live show. We are here doing our Money in the Bank results show. I'm joined with my regular co-host, Billy.
Hello.
What's up, Billy? New experiment here.
Do we have to do we have to do like camera stuff now, or do we have to just act like we normally do?
Just act like you normally do, man.
I normally jack off a lot when you're talking. I like the
That's
voice.
that's fucking awesome. And joined with Captain Boomerang himself, Greg Tansley. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going? Nice to actually see you guys for
Yeah,
once.
it's kind of weird.
Yeah, since I'm all the way, the furthest away from anyone.
In the world, right? You're fucking
Yeah,
down under.
down under, mate.
That's right. So, what'd you guys think of
Can
tonight's
you see
show?
me then? 'Cause I can't see you. I can only see Nick.
Oh no, I can see you.
Yeah, it's switching around. I don't
Wonder-
know. Billy's shit is
wonder why I
broken.
can't- If I start pressing stuff, will anything happen?
God only
Oh, I
knows.
can see. I can see Greg now. If I push the little buttons down here, it just changes the people.
Mine's changing back and forth when different people talk.
Yeah, there you go. So, what'd you guys think
Oh.
about the show?
Yeah,
Eh, eh. We had
It was
two
alright.
men. We had two men win the two matches.
yeah, yeah. That was weird. I can understand people being upset at that, but on the other
Fuck
hand,
them.
yeah, if you're gonna be, if you want to get her heat, it's pretty good. So
I actually took some screenshots. I'm gonna try to put them up on the big screen here of people freaking out about.
Well, why? I mean, let me say, it was a shit show. It was in the running for the worst pay per view of the year. I was trying to think of what was worse. The last match kind of salvaged it, but for a live crowd, I can imagine that that was not how they wanted to go home either. When I saw the results, when I was given the results like in the week,
Right.
I couldn't believe they were going down that route where they were going that whole way with all those heels.
It was a very heel heavy show,
mm.
but
There
that's
has
okay.
been a lot.
What'd you say, Billy?
It's been like that a lot lately. I've seen a lot of pay per views, and I've seen a lot of results text over to me where it's been heel heavy.
Well, why do you think that is? Why is WWE going so heel heavy right now? Or
Well,
I think it's probably easier to get heels over, don't you think? Like just because you just booed, it's easier to get booed than it is cheered. I think so. Maybe they're struggling to get that super big baby face because of what's happened with Roman and the whole
Yeah.
Cena's still getting 50-50 chance. So maybe they're thinking, well, if we go heel heavy, that'll make the baby faces like it'll lift them up in the sense that they're underdogs
Right.
because they always win. A bit like when they did Diamond Dallas Page and Sting in WCW, they were kind of built up on the thought that nobody beats the NWO. So when someone
Right.
does, wow, now you're massive.
yeah, but I mean, usually you'd get this though on these pay like you'd think if they were building to something where you're getting the heels over on these little pay per views and then you have big payoffs coming up,
Right.
then it would make sense. But they don't even do that really either. It just seems like they have heel champions in place at the moment, and they and they seem to just put the heels over, and it's fine. Like I'm not one that really cares who goes over, but the lack of
Right.
balance is interesting for these live crowds. We had this at Extreme Rules as well just a few weeks ago where Joe won the main event, but throughout that card you saw heels going over. I can't recall it specifically, but I mean, just to pick out a couple, Miz went over, Cesaro and Sheamus went over,
Yep.
Joe went over, Alexa Bliss went over, and then he did the same thing again. Whereas in this case, not only did the heels go over, but it wasn't people that
It wasn't
people wanted
even.
to see. I mean, you can.
It wasn't the smarky heels that people gravitate to. It was.
No, it wasn't. It was people that a lot of people are against giving pushes
Right.
to, like Corbin and Carmella. And again, I don't think everyone's behind the Jinder thing. When he moves away from Orton and starts beating maybe the likes of Styles and whatnot, then I think people are
Right.
going to start to turn.
Well, let's go through the event. Do you guys want to talk at all about the pre-show? I didn't even see the match. I don't even know the result.
That's
No.
Ryder
They
and
won.
Mojo won. Yeah,
Was it a good match?
it was just a normal tag match, house show.
Right. I guess that was your face victory for the night, right?
You had that and Naomi.
Oh yeah, Naomi as well.
But
All right.
Are they-
They added Breezango as well. Didn't they?
Right. That was a shit match. Nothing. I mean, they had to put something in there though to cool down the crowd. But I don't know. We'll get into it. So, history was made, gentlemen. We had our first women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and it was won by a guy, James Ellsworth. There was a lot of outrage on Twitter about this. What do you
Yeah,
guys
read your
think?
shit out.
I think it was perfect.
Have you found your tweets?
Yes. All right. I'm gonna go through a few of them. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Matches are 2 for 2. Finishes 0 for 2. That was after the first two matches. Damn you, Russo! It looks like you're booking WWE again.
If only.
Well, that would be good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I won
So you
money.
go, yeah.
So I was happy.
So you go on and on about how historic this is, and then your first ever winner doesn't even climb the ladder and grab the briefcase.
That's still historic, though. Historic doesn't mean good. It means historic.
Yeah.
It means you'll remember that.
Yeah, go and watch Andre and Hogan, you dickheads.
Wow. Real James Ellsworth grabbed the Money in the Bank briefcase. So Carmelo wins. Wasn't expecting that shit finish. This makes the refs' rules look like a bunch of buffoons and actually craps on the sanctity of this historic match. Now, I read that quote to you earlier, Billy, and what'd you say about wrestling in general?
Wrestling shits on the sanctity of sports.
Why does anyone give a fuck? I mean, she's a heel. He's a bitch, and he sucks.
I mean, if you're WWE, you need to be looking at these reactions as being what you're trying to generate. You put heat on the heel, and
Right.
if I wasn't in agreement with the history build. I never am. I think they should be saying, "Oh, the money in the bank is devastating. Like the scars and the injuries from ladders can be permanent,
Right.
and take years off your career." That's where you need to go. History, bullshit is exactly that. It doesn't do anything for anybody, and then you get yourself into a position where people are complaining like they are. However, whatever way you slice and dice it, if they'd gone down the injury route and everybody had put their bodies on the line, and if they went down history, which they did,
Right.
either way that you went, this shits on all of that, which is perfect because you went through all of that, and what you're trying to say is that someone had the audacity
Right.
to take a big shit on it. Hey, that's what a heel does. So
Right.
it worked. So you're moaning because you're moaning as a fan, and you're trying to suspend your disbelief and get into it, then that's
Right.
different. But that's like, you're not acting like my 6-year-old Austin does. You actually think that this opinion means something, and WWE can't look at that and change anything based on that, or read anything into it. These people are fucking losers.
These people are marks.
They're
marks.
They are exactly that. They're marks. They actually don't know as much as they think that they do, because everything that you build up to, like I said, if you want to go down the grueling route, then that's fine. Then this takes away from everybody's hard work. If you want to go down a history route, that's fine. Then this takes a big dump on Trish and Beth and Alundra Blaze, and
which is the
whoever.
fucking
So
point. That's the fucking point, right? Like that's why you do this. It worked.
There's no problem with it. This is not where the show fell apart.
No, this was probably one of the best things they've done on the show. Daniel Bryan tweeted, "Absolutely unacceptable and cheat. The circumstances surrounding the women's Money in the Bank match will be the first thing addressed on SmackDown Live." And these people are quoting it like it's a real tweet.
That's a story. That's a story. That's a storyline response. Has anyone actually picked up on that? You idiots.
No, they think it's a real tweet. They think that Bryan Danielson is upset by the finish of this match.
Yeah. Well, he's really, so
yeah, I bet he.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't even tweet that. I bet some writer tweeted that from his account. Like, I bet Daniel Bryan didn't even watch the fucking match.
There's no way he's watching. He probably cries every time he's in a wrestling match. I bet he doesn't even watch wrestling. I bet he just sits backstage.
Well, it got 10.1 thousand likes on Twitter. So I don't know if WWE is doing a good thing or a bad thing, because these people really think that that's Bryan Danielson's opinion of the fucking match. Ugh. Like,
yeah,
the responses are, let me read some of these responses. Shane should address it tonight and restart the match. Agreed. I was waiting for Shane to come when the refs were arguing and tell them to restart the match. It was such a good match and so much potential. Complete shame about the ending. It's no DQ, Daniel. Carmella got the briefcase first after it got dropped. Guys, like, the fact that you're fucking engaged in a conversation, Daniel's not reading your tweets. Your marks. Like, they got you. Like, it worked.
Yeah. You're doing exactly what they want you to do. They want you to be outraged so that you tune in tomorrow or tune in on whatever Tuesday. SmackDown is on an American Tuesday and boo and throw things at Ellsworth. It's like, that's what they want you to do, guys. So,
exactly.
The minute you at Daniel Bryan about product, you're a fucking idiot, and they got you. So
we should all add him now and be like, "Fuck you, Daniel Bryan," just to be.
Oh my god.
Get some more heat.
Yeah. So I thought
this guy's so hopeless that he just had months added onto his contract for maternity leave.
Right. Right.
Like, this against his will, he has now 3 more months on his contract. So he's stuck there till 2019. He doesn't even want to be there. So he won't be wrestling now till January 2019.
2020.
How old is Daniel Bryan? Like 35?
I think he's like 36. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhere around that.
Oh, I just thought, if he's going to be there for a while, he's not getting any younger either. So,
Billy, it just says something completely off topic. I saw on Twitter, did a boxer get killed last night in a boxing match?
He was an ex-UFC guy. I think he got killed in a boxing match. Yeah.
Maybe I should start watching boxing. Holy shit!
Another terrorist attack going on here right now at the moment.
Get the fuck out of here! Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people just got run over by a car or something. I'll check the news once we're off here.
That's fucking crazy.
Finsbury. Do you know where that is, Billy?
Yeah, it's North London.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Anyway.
That's a real downer. All right. So
Did you like the match though? The Money in the Bank, the women's match as a match? Like, everyone's talking about the finish, but the actual match I thought was quite good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I have Billy. I haven't seen anything, but have they been working ladder matches on house shows at all, or was this their first time doing a ladder match?
They definitely weren't doing ladder matches on house shows, so unless they probably just prepared at Performance Center, I guess.
Right. That's weird. Okay. What was after that? Was it the
Usos?
The Usos.
Oh yeah, the New Day tag match.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty good match. the finish on this one was a lot of people thought was pretty shit. But I mean, you guys even thought it was pretty shit. But I don't really care. I didn't pay $50 for this thing.
I just think
Yeah, but that's not the point, is it?
yeah, I think if you're going to extend the feud, that's cool. Do a DQ, do a like, but just the way they do the count out's probably the worst. Like, I'd rather them just cheat and have rolled them up or hit him with a chair or ref was distracted or something, and then Usos win. But a DQ at the very least, but the count out's a bit weak. Like, you have this great match and then they just leave. It's like, I know that
That's a pretty heel thing to do, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I understand.
the ultimate
too.
get out of jail.
I would have. Yeah, I would have preferred they pull the ref out and punch him in the face.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I know we just said
Something like this was cheap and not creative at all.
yeah. I mean, I know we just said about Carmella, like, they want you to react like that, so I'm not now falling into that category, but I just think, yeah, you can get heat you can have an actual match as opposed to just, like you do your DQs and your count outs and things on Raw and SmackDown, I think. Have the Usos go over, but yeah, let them cheat or let them do a roll up, punch the ref out like Billy said, or hit him with something. I mean, the trombone was there. They could have used that somewhere.
Yeah. Well, obviously they did it to extend the feud, and mostly it's because there's really no one else for either of these teams to work against, right? Like, in the whole company almost, not even just in SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, what about Alpha?
Sorry, go on, Greg.
What about Alpha? They could bring them back in, but they're not. They're pretty cold. But I mean, yeah. I think you put these two teams together though because of there's so many matches you can get out of it as well, because you can do singles matches with either Uso and either guy, and plus there's 3 in the New Day, so there's more, even more. Like Woods can have them, and yeah. So,
but on SmackDown, like the other tag teams we have, we'll get into them later, but like the Ascension and Breezango, the Colognes, right? Are they on SmackDown? Yeah. So like, there's nothing there. I mean, none of these other teams have credibility.
Oh, what about Hype Bros? Come on.
Oh, fuck me.
Fresh off their victory, they'll get in there and they pumped.
And like you said, they dropped the ball on American Alpha completely, just like they did with the Revival. Like, both of those teams are fucking dead right now. There's nothing going on with them.
Well, Revival haven't been there, so I don't think they're dead. But
he got injured. He did his jaw or whatever too.
Yeah, he broke his jaw.
Yeah.
So that's a bit different. If that hadn't happened, they might have a bit more of a presence. But
right.
Yeah, I'm happy for Usos and New Day to go around again, especially after seeing that match. I mean, that was a good match.
I mean, they have good matches together.
The thing about it, like it was so good. So like the finish was really shit. And the thing is, even a Dusty finish here or something where they get caught doing something because of Woods, and then you even disqualify them instead. Like, a lot of stuff keeps this going on. Cheating finish for the Usos DQ. But walking out in a count out, that's Money Incorporated 1992. We left this in the past. Like, this is not a pay-per-view in 2017. And I don't agree with the $10, $50 argument. Like, WWE made a choice to go down this route. It would make their cash moving forward.
Right.
They did not agree to diminish product in that sense. I mean, I think that these pay-per-views should be 2 hours anyway. I do think the difference between these pay-per-views and the big... I mean...
Should this be a big 4? Should this be Should this be one of the big 4?
4 or 5.
Right, but should this be a co-branded pay-per-view and maybe take the place of Survivor Series or something?
They should be 5. Like this, there's no... Yeah. Or, I mean, why... They could have done an invitation and said, we're going to allow Raw to have a Money in the Bank match. The Raw Superstars are going to have a Money in the Bank match on the show. I mean, you don't even need to even do that thing. This could have been a cross-branded pay-per-view
Right.
and Raw could have just had 2 matches on it. Like, what?
Or why
difference would it
not
have made
have
if they
anyone?
had
They should do a qualifier in NXT, Raw, and SmackDown to get into the Money in the Bank ladder match, and it should be interbrand and have like 2 guys from each brand.
Do you think the only problem with having
No.
it as a cross brand is you would essentially have to have 4 Money in the Bank matches because they'd have to have Universal title or
No, fuck that. Have one match with superstars from different brands, and they take the briefcase back
No, I
to their
disagree.
brand.
Disagree with that. Disagree with
Okay.
that because then
Why?
there's no point because you want one on each brand. You don't want one because if you're going to do one, you might as well just have it on the brand where who's going to win it anyway. So if this year a SmackDown guy is going to win it, which they are because of this Brock Lesnar situation, then they did it
Okay.
the right way.
Well, what
And
if you
then
make
next
it
year, Raw get Money in the Bank?
what if you make the winner a free agent?
they could work.
That's a lot. That means you're getting a lot for the sake of the money back. What I would do is I would actually go back and make the difference between the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and the Money in the Bank is one's a title shot whenever you say,
Right.
and one's a title shot 27. That should be the difference. Like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, you should be able to say, I want a title shot at this pay-per-view.
Right.
Whereas the Money in the Banks, obviously, you can do it when you like. There should be something more to that because that Battle Royal is pointless.
Right.
As we're finding out with Mojo more than ever. But this still has a lot of credibility. Like Baron Corbin more or less won the WWE title now, like, or is a future champion.
Yeah.
But Raw, because of the Lesnar situation, didn't have here. I think the pay-per-view should have one Raw match, one SmackDown match. And if you are going to put anyone together, then do the women. But see, I don't see the big deal with having 2 Money in the Bank pay-per-views in the year. Like, why can't Raw have a Money in the Bank pay-per-view in September?
They could. Why not?
Can't they have 2 separate ones? Why couldn't they have 3 Money in the Banks tonight? Why couldn't the tag teams have one as well? They weren't doing anything. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but like,
I agree.
Well, you could just have another. You don't have to have another Money in the Bank pay-per-view. You just have a Money in the Bank match on another, like at
Pay-per-view.
SummerSlam. Or something. Yeah.
Well, it used to be at WrestleMania, so
So, yeah. So just have the Money in the
I
Bank.
missed it.
brand.
you miss having it at WrestleMania, you said, Billy?
Yeah, because obviously we
There
get
was
to see
another.
it.
It was.
But they are
it
trying
was
to
another-
compensate for that, giving us a ladder match all the time. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
Intercontinental
go on.
ladder match.
Oh no, I was agreeing. I thought that. Yeah, I liked it when it was at Mania too because it was an extra attraction. You sort of had title matches and you had, there'd usually be a cage or something, and then
Right.
But now they do it with the IC belt, so it's kind of the same.
or the tag belts this year at the last minute. Yeah, they're trying to always like shoehorn that ladder match tradition in, trying to make up for the hole that Money in the Bank's left there. So
Yeah. All right. Well, so we had that tag match. What was the women's title match next? It was, right? Lana and
yeah,
Naomi. Yeah.
That was all right. Yeah.
I mean, Lana basically took Eva's spot, right?
Yeah.
In
Yeah, she did all right.
practice
I thought.
and
I mean,
in
it wasn't.
reality.
She did all right. I thought, like as far as, like wrestling goes, it was okay. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was bad. Like, oh my god, So.
Yeah. I mean,
and they did a good job of like she was kind of on top for a while there because she was working the leg and the knee and the ropes to hurt Naomi's knee and that kind of thing. So I mean, yeah.
well, they did a good job of masking her inexperience as a wrestler. I mean, how many matches has she actually had in front of a crowd? I know she was in that WrestleMania match in Dallas, right? And
I
then,
think she's been working at house shows.
yeah, she's been doing NXT house shows, but it's not the same as Money in the Bank. I mean, they've put her in quite the spot, this quickly. They must really like her.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, well, she's fucking hot as shit, so that helps.
Yeah,
Fuck, not you.
What'd you say?
I said not you as well. I think we just ditched one dickhead that is obsessed with her.
Oh, listen, I'm not obsessed with Lana, so
Hmm.
I think
Did he do another 1 hour show about her? Did he?
yes, yes, he did about her
I don't know what to
debut
say
as a
about that.
wrestler. Whatever. What do you think?
any chance? I know I was on the WhatsApp saying like, oh, they're going to cash in already when
Right.
Carmel out, but yeah, I guess they got me.
Yeah,
But,
well,
you know, it could
What,
have. I thought that might have helped Lana win then, actually, because Naomi, was distracted by Carmella coming out with the briefcase, and then you do the quick roll up.
Actually, it was Lana that was distracted because she was on top. So I thought that it would protect Lana from this loss that she was going to take.
yeah. What's next for the women's title picture on SmackDown? Does Naomi and Lana extend their feud, or they go into something else? What's Lana's next move?
She'll probably come out saying,
Well,
I got, I wasn't fair and I should have another shot and all this kind of thing just because she's a heel and that's what they do. So,
Right.
but then I'd imagine being that it's SmackDown, she'll get interrupted by, I don't know, Becky, and then Natalya will come out, and then Tamina will come out, and it'll be that big,
The fucking shit we see every week now.
Yeah, well, we better have a 6-woman tag then or something like that.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna have a 6-women tag match elimination gauntlet for the WWE SmackDown Women's
and
title.
the focus they've put on Tamina a bit lately too, I could see maybe her getting a shot now.
It's so funny. Superfly dies, and now they start using him again.
Fine now, yeah.
He's fine, right?
Yeah. They're like, don't worry about it. It's like when horrible people die, people stop bagging them out.
Yeah. Whatever.
Like people used to shit on Ronald Reagan for years, and then he died, and then it was like, oh, well, he was a nice guy.
Well, Ronald Reagan is the second coming of Jesus. You know that, right?
Well, yeah.
Conservative Jesus. My God. All right. What was after that? Then was that when we had the Breezango Vice, Fashion Vice segment, or was that at a different spot?
Title match.
I think we had a segment and the match was on.
Yeah. But one thing that did happen right after that was the debut of Mike and Maria Kanellis, which we broke 2 months ago on this show. Go back into our SoundCloud archives and you'll be able to find it.
Well, we didn't say that he was gonna be booked as a bitch like straight out as soon as he was introduced.
I mean, I guess they did that because they see Maria as a bigger star. I mean, she's the one who did most of the talking, so I guess she's the main star in this.
I've never seen anything from him, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he did the Indies and Ring of Honor, and he was just in TNA.
Yeah.
And he was billed as the Miracle.
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea who he is, only because of hearing his name and things like that.
The funny thing is that her name is Maria Kanellis Bennett. Like Mike Bennett isn't a property of someone else.
Right.
Why? So he's come in as like so his character is that he's subservient to her.
Yeah.
Basically.
He's whipped.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's Mike.
Yeah,
Kanellis.
that's his character. That's not a good character.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, do you think they're going to make any sort of impact on this, or is he going to be at the bottom of the card? Are they going to bring him into the U.S. title picture? What level do you see this happening at, or is he going to be her bitch, a la James Ellsworth, and he's not even going to wrestle. Or, I mean, I'm sure he's
But
going
yeah,
to
he'll
wrestle.
wrestle.
Yeah, but is she going to be the real star here, where she's the one
Like-
going for the title and stuff?
Yeah, well, is she going to be the next challenger for
Right.
Naomi?
A lot of questions with this.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
What do you think
lines up for this.
think she's going to wrestle, be a challenger? Like, do you think she will wrestle?
Yeah, absolutely. I think she'll wrestle. They're almost
Yeah,
going
I'm
to.
not so sure.
You don't think so? Why wouldn't they? They really need experienced women wrestlers.
Well, she's not that.
She's been wrestling for a long time, dude.
Not she. Well, she's been managing for a long time. She's wrestled a little bit, like in TNA. I don't think she.
She wrestled on the Indies.
Not that much though, Nick. I don't think she's that much different to Maurice. I kind of see her in that role. I think,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a very Ms. Maurice kind of spot they're gonna put her in. I feel like.
yeah, it is, but the different presentation is just going to be that Mike Kanellis is to her, and she does most of the talking. But I think the in-ring presentation will just be the same, whereas she will help him win matches. I think it's a direct replacement. I just don't think it'll be as high up because the titles on this show are pretty much spoken for.
Right.
You have Nakamura's probably going to Owens, and I think AJ should go on to Jinder, I would assume, unless they can get another match out of Orton Jinder. But we'll talk about that now because
Yeah, let's
that's what we're
talk
up to.
about that. So the WWE Championship match, they had all the legends laid out there at ringside.
Why is this so robotic? Is it supposed to be like this?
Dude, they suck at shit. I don't know. I guess. I mean, I think
sound like
they're
a
trying
robot.
to. No, they're trying to go for prestige, but it comes off as robotic because it's so artificial and phony. But they're trying to go for prestige.
No, I'm talking about the sound of this video thing that we're doing.
Oh, this? I don't fucking know. I thought you were talking about the way they presented the legends.
No, I'm talking about the way I'm talking about you sounding robotic.
You sound fine to me.
Oh, you keep like you have an echo and stuff. And Greg has a delay.
Well,
Oh.
we'll see how it comes out. This is all experimental, ladies and gentlemen. There's a chat here. Let us know in the group chat how it's coming off. I'll be able to see. I don't even know if they can group chat. This is all a new experiment, but
But moving on to the match, how are these guys? How are they St. Louis legends? I don't understand. What were these people?
The
that just wrestled
AWA.
in St. Louis. Like,
They
what
were-
was this? I didn't.
I mean, they were AWA champions, right? And this is an old AWA territory. Von Rashty and Larry the Axe Hennig and Ric Flair and Bob Orton, they all worked this territory back in the day with the AWA.
Okay, well, they didn't make that very clear. Like I know they pretty much make it clear that Ric Flair's from North Carolina, so
Yeah.
I was surprised to see them there. Look, yeah, it's light out here now. Look outside.
Jesus Christ.
I'm out now.
All right, it's light here too.
What
It's
time is
not
it?
light here.
Is it there?
It's nearly 2. It's 1:45 in the afternoon on Monday.
I'm going to just open this now fully because I might as well.
Look at those sexy legs. Showing some skin there, Billy.
Yeah, outside, look.
My God. What was it, 5 a.m. for you?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Whoa. I kicked my
It's a
microphone.
fucking nightmare. Because when I have my kid, he'll stay awake now till 10 o'clock because it's so light.
Yeah. You guys do
Look at all that-
daylight savings, right?
Wet, all that wetness on my face. This is how hot it is. unbelievable. I don't know what the fuck's happened here. I
Global
can't believe
warming.
I can't believe Donald Trump won't sign that agreement, because obviously we have something wrong in the world, because we should not be having this kind of like weather randomly.
Well, it is June, right? It's hot in the summer.
Yeah, but we don't get this hot over here.
What's the temperature for you right now? Don't get me in that bullshit Celsius
That all
shit.
came.
Let me look at ours.
Oh, I don't know. Like today I think today was like 29, and probably now it'll be about 16.
I have no idea
But it's more like more humid. It's more humid than anything. It's like how the air is where I've been to like Asia or Spain.
right. Where have you been in Asia? Billy, what part of Asia?
I've been to Dubai, Bahrain. Where else have I been to? That's it.
Okay.
Penang.
So not India.
Penang.
Not India, with Jinder.
Well, let's talk
I've
about
not been India.
what was the deal with that match? Did you like it? I mean, Billy, you called the booking in it with the legends at ringside and the Singh brothers attacking them and all that.
Yeah, it was the only finish that I felt that they could do.
Right.
I mean, the only alternative would have been, if they were going to continue this, is that they did something to his dad and he just went absolutely nuts, and with chairs and RKOs and everything. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely, once you included Bubble and you 100% had a finish in mind, it was just a case of, for me, like, no, I knew the result, so I just needed to work out what the finish was, and we nailed it on our last podcast. So it was exactly what we said.
Right.
But I mean, the match was just, Jinder's just coming up to this level, and Orton's been working the same style the entire time. Like, occasionally he'll click with somebody and have a really good match, but to Orton 1.0,
yeah,
it's pretty difficult to watch unless you have a good story coming in. And yeah, this was, for the most part, pretty boring, and it kind of needed to be the match that got the crowd back into it, because everything up until this point was bad. Like the Carmella match was hurt by the reaction to the finish, like just basically due to the lack of understanding, I guess. Plus the positioning of it, like that wasn't the finish that you do in an opening match.
yeah.
But it was a good finish. But it wasn't a finish for an opener. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was in the wrong spot.
It wasn't something to get people.
Why not do that at the
spot.
end? I guess they had to do it early because they wanted to tease the cash in during the Lana match.
Yeah, like the Lana match was just standard. The Usos match was ruined by the finish. So you've had all crap pretty much up to this point, and then you beat the hometown guy.
Right.
There was a lot of, after seeing the whole pay-per-view and everything as well, I would have been in favour of doing this match last as well, because at least then you might have believed that Orton was going to win. I also felt that gave the result away by having it fourth.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, you knew when you saw coming up fourth.
Yeah, you had no threat in either, which is what we spoke about on the show. So even if Orton had won, it might have been snatched away from him at the last minute. Whereas if there's no chance of that in the middle of the card, because no one's won Money in the Bank yet. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, what do they have another match at Battleground, or does Jinder move on to Cena or something else, or AJ?
I don't know. I could see them maybe just doing a match on SmackDown or something, and then that match leads them off into each of their own feuds, you know.
Well, Billy, you said you thought we might see him in a cage or something to, negate the
I think
Singh brothers faction.
Yeah, I think they'll with if Brian's going to come back and start doing all this shit on, then I think that he might give him a match where the Singhs can't get in. What about like a Punjabi prison at Battleground? They still own that thing.
Yeah, they do.
And it will
They
still
could do
sell
it.
toys.
Yeah, absolutely. We were joking about that the other day when I was talking to you off air. They were going to do a Punjabi prison match, and
I could
they
totally
might.
see a Punjabi prison match at Battleground because it's a card that you could probably do without going into SummerSlam because you really want to get there now. But
Yeah.
if that's the main event, then you can get away with it because you can finish this feud off and you have a very main event, and the rest of the card won't matter that much. Kind of like this one.
Right. Oh well, we could be seeing this. What are the rules of the Punjabi prison? It's like a bamboo steel cage with weapons dangling from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Vince Russo did get a job back with the company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to the last two matches. We had a bullshit house show match next, Breezango versus the
Yeah.
Ascension.
Nah,
What
next?
what the fuck should the Ascension do? Should they like be looking to file for unemployment because they can't be around for much longer, right?
No. And they already sent them back to NXT once.
Oh, yeah, they have. You're right.
The easy answer is, let them go back to NXT, but they've already done that once before, so this is it.
Well, NXT has the authors of pain, which are my feeling is they're going to replace the Ascension spot when they come up.
Yep. Well, they should.
No, I think they'll be booked a lot.
They don't become the new Ascension.
I think they'll be booked.
What'd you say, Billy? You think they'll be booked better?
I think they'll be strong. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to take the spot that they wanted to put the Ascension in initially that never worked out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, because this isn't like the original Ascension anyway, like that was the Ascension that seemed to do a bit more. And the other guy, which was it? It was Bram, wasn't it?
It was Bram. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot better than Victor. Like Victor looks pretty shitty. So
yeah, I mean,
looks like he just looks like a slightly taller like Derek Montiel. So
there we go with the Derek jokes again. All right, so that was nothing, not even worth talking about. Then we went into the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men. All the entrances happen. Shinsuke is on his way to the ring, gets jumped by Baron Corbin, gets beat down, and is pulls a Roman Reigns and disappears for the majority of the match in the back. I mean, what were you guys' thoughts on that?
I should have predicted that because I had a feeling they might do something like that because it's difficult to call spots of him in this match. And I wondered if they would all get him out of the way or he would spend large portions of the match on the side or something. Because I didn't see him being too involved, and that's how they decided to get around it, I guess.
Yeah, like they booked his sequences like exactly for when he returned and did them and then got his shit in and then moved him out of the match again. What did you guys think of the match in general? What was that? What was that, Billy?
I can't help but think people will feel fucked over that he didn't participate in the match.
Right.
That's 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think the AJ square off might help alleviate that a little bit though. Like they'll sort of be excited about that, so they might sort of let it go.
Yeah, but at the time, like for about 15 minutes, like Shitter was complaining for like 15 minutes.
Shitter. I like that.
Yeah. People are always going to complain. I mean, yeah. I just think I thought it was a good use of him, to be honest, because let's face it, he's not going to do everything that he normally does or that he used to do in Japan in WWE. So he's kind of limited now in the sense of match will be. So just use him for the last 10, 15 and he can, like you said, Nick, he can get his shit in, he can do what he wants to do. You tease the build up with AJ but he doesn't get pinned either. So I thought they did it well the way it was set up, and it made Corbin look good because he just decimated him at the start. So and then Corbin won as well. So
it also put Shinsuke over in a certain respect that Corbin felt like he was the guy that had to be taken out. Like none of the other guys were a real threat to Corbin. It was Shinsuke that he had to get the fuck out of there for him to win the match. So, I mean, it was a good move. It worked a lot better than when they had Roman Reigns take a nap during the Royal Rumble that year.
Yeah.
So that happened. Then we had pretty standard ladder match. That Sami Zayn spot was pretty fucking awesome. With the sunset flip power bomb. And then AJ Styles.
The AJ Styles spot was that's out of the computer game. If you get caught, if you don't have enough power, power to take the briefcase down, like and if someone takes the ladder away, you do get stuck up there.
Yeah. AJ did an AA onto the ladder with Kevin Owens.
Yep.
That was pretty interesting.
That looked like it fucking hurt, dude. Like that.
What would happen if AJ was dangling on there and when he somehow the thing just snapped and he took the briefcase down? Would they have to just then go along with the storyline?
I would assume so.
They'd have.
They would have to. Yeah, that would be him winning.
You think there'd be any heat on him?
How would it be his fault if the fucking cable snapped? I'm sure he didn't book that. How would that be his fault if the cable snapped? I'm sure they didn't book that. He didn't do that on his own in the match. I'm sure the agent came up with that spot with the wrestlers. That was one of the high spots in the match, and it's not something he's just gonna do on his own.
Yeah.
You know. What do you guys think of?
Yeah,
what was that?
I just found it interesting because obviously we tipped out Corbin and I had my bets on and stuff. But I was just wondering, at that point, the way he was dangling on and stuff, I was thinking, this thing, because he was hanging on by the cable instead of, he didn't actually get to climb up it. So
no, he did not.
I was just wondering. I was thinking, wonder what they would do if he fell down with this thing.
Yeah,
they would have to book him as the Money in the Bank winner for the next few months, right? They would have to, or why not have him defend it and lose it?
Yeah, but I know. I mean, more so with the story, like how they would go forward with it. Like, would he just hold it and then just win the title? I guess they would just rewrite everything.
Well, he could lose it in a defense of it, right? He could defend the Money in the Bank, contract in some match. You said they were going to put it up at different points this year.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about the finish and Baron Corbin being the Money in the Bank ladder match winner and holding the contract? How long is he going to hold it for? Is it going to be a short stint, or is this going to be something that he'll cash in this summer? I don't see him cashing it in before the end of the summer.
No, I think he'll hold it for.
If he doesn't, if John Cena doesn't.
When do you guys go, Greg?
Oh, well, I'll just say I have to go.
What's that?
My son has decided to do a run-in,
so
okay. I have to leave anyway. But I'll just quickly say I think Corbin will probably hold it until just after SummerSlam and maybe cash it around then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, well, thank you, Greg.
I have to bail because real life is happening. But yeah, thanks,
Fuck
guys.
That shit. All right. Yeah. Talk to you later, Greg.
See you guys.
All right, Billy. So, what do you think? What's up? You there, Billy? I can see you.
Yeah, I'm there. I don't know what just happened.
Greg had to go take care of his son. So what do you think they're going to do with this reign with
Yeah,
Corbin?
well, I think if Cena's getting his 17th run at SummerSlam, then it makes sense for him to cash in pretty quickly afterwards. Otherwise, I don't know when they're going to do this, because I think he could have it after WrestleMania. I think it could be an exciting thing to do, because obviously the stipulation is it lasts for the whole year.
Right.
It lasts for 1 year.
Right.
So April till next June, exciting for a change. That Baron Corbin's going to cash in.
Right.
And I don't see the point of doing anything with it until then. If you're committed to Mahal having the belt until around, going into next year,
Right.
Corbin, just having this Corbin thing quietly aside makes more sense.
Do you think they could have him hold it until the next Money in the Bank Championship pay-per-view and have him cash it in before the match? That'd be interesting.
Like that, I think season, then the next, obviously, then SmackDown this at its use before it expires.
I'm sorry,
but you never know.
I lost you there, Billy. Can you repeat yourself? What you just said?
Yeah, I said like WrestleMania seasons obviously takes care of itself, but this could be something that they have. Like, there's obviously going to be 2 pay-per-views between WrestleMania and Money in the Bank where this could come into play, and it could be a thing that keeps that period exciting, knowing that we're going to cash in at one of them. But aside, or even at WrestleMania itself, like he could say, "I'm going to cash in at WrestleMania," like Seth Rollins did.
Right.
Because Seth Rollins kept that thing for probably the longest time.
Forever, man. He had that thing forever.
Yeah, so did Edge, though. Edge had it.
So did Ziggler. I mean, he cashed in the night after Mania.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, they could go in any direction with this.
Yeah, it does work better when someone holds it longer. Like last year, Ambrose cashed it in on the night, which was a bit of a waste. So
yeah,
I think
doesn't that sum up Ambrose's career? A bit of a waste.
Yeah, his WWE career is a waste.
Yeah. So, what are we going to see on Tuesday?
Daniel Bryan, which they shoved down. Somebody was saying like, "Oh, we're getting a shit pay-per-view because it's built around Daniel Bryan coming back."
Okay, well, whatever. What is he going to say about the women? Is he going to put up the briefcase up for make her defend it, or
no? He's just going to. I don't know. He'll probably just give the women He'll probably just give the women a number one, all of them a number one contenders match or something. I can't see him doing anything with Carmella. Maybe he'll fire James Ellsworth.
Oh, that could be a possibility.
Because his contract is up in.
It's up soon.
When did he come?
It's not
soon.
Yeah, it's soon.
Yeah,
I feel like they signed him at the end of the month, at the end of the summer last year.
I think they signed him in October.
Well, they could fire him and pay him out as guarantee and just leave him off television.
Yeah. But it's not. But I think it's just starting to like work where it didn't make sense at first, and they probably were desperately fishing around for stuff. But I think with her, at some point, they'll need to he's part of that little package. So
yeah,
I think it would be weird. I mean, it does, but it does make a lot more sense than. I mean, the only other way is like that I mean, their natural breakup is for her to get rid of him after she's got what she wants,
which is the
or
title.
after she loses. Yeah, or after she wins and then loses the title and blames him.
Right.
That's the natural way of doing it. Or, I mean, this is another way out. Gets him off the. I mean, she's still Money in the Bank is still there. Like, it's almost a guarantee. Like, she's almost guaranteed to have the belt with or without him now, anyway. So Brian could just fire him.
Well,
I don't know
we'll
what
see
they'll
on
do,
Tuesday.
but I think she'll still end up with the briefcase. I think the women are going to get another opportunity at something, probably some kind of shitty like fatal 4-way or something. Like, I don't think nothing major.
Right. All right. Well,
But Battleground pay-per-view is a long time away.
was it 6 weeks? 8 weeks? It's mid-July, right?
Actually, it's not actually that far away. By the time Tuesday like rolls around, it'll be what, the 19, it'll be the 20th, won't it, on Tuesday?
Yeah.
I think it's on the 22nd or 23rd of July, so actually it's not that far away. It's a 4-week build. So yeah, they could actually start throwing out matches for it already. I just think it's far away because of Great Balls of Fire's coming
3
up
weeks.
so soon.
Yeah, 3 weeks from tonight for Great Balls of Fire. Is there anything else you want to say, or should we close this up?
We got everything right.
Yeah, as usual. We got everything right before we got confirmation today.
Yeah, we actually got everything right on the prediction show. So
Yeah. Well, that's why you should listen to what we have to say, because if you want the real news, I mean, the Mike Bennett thing was crazy. That was a bit of a surprise that it was tonight, but we weren't surprised that he was going to be debuting with the WWE.
it's a bit of a waste putting it there.
Yeah,
It
I
didn't
mean,
do anything.
a
for
lot
me.
fewer people. I was going to say a lot fewer people saw it, but they probably have similar numbers between the pay-per-views and SmackDown at this point. The ratings are so low.
Vignettes ridiculously expensive. That's why they're not doing him. I mean, nobody's getting these.
Yeah, but we complained for years that there were no surprises, no surprise debuts.
Yeah, but there isn't anyone big enough for a surprise debut now. Like, this is not. Like, this is not somebody where turned up. Like, you're thinking to like.
I'm thinking
Sparky.
like Batista.
Yeah, but like from this perspective, we're thinking, oh, Mike Bennett, household name. No, I think people like my son and people that don't watch this, like, you know, some of my friends who watch the pay-per-views to have a bet on it, and will catch up with Raw and SmackDown, you know, casually while at work.
Yeah.
They would want an intro on Mike Bennett.
It's funny because
he's gonna
the people that should get a surprise return, they don't, because they want to announce him ahead of time to get the rating, like Rock and, you know, Cena and Batista and those guys, Lesnar, exactly. Whereas the guys that could use a build, they don't, because they want to surprise the fans who already know about him. I can see it from both directions, man. I can see why they would do it this way versus, you know, debuting a
this surprise thing with him is still catering to the wrong people.
Like, yeah, but those people,
I've spoke to people.
What's preventing them from? But yeah, but what's preventing them from doing vignettes starting on Tuesday, debuting him? And
yeah, but that's the weird thing. Like,
the pay-per-view, you know, a surprise.
It's just weird. Like, I've spoke to people in the company, and they're saying, look, we're moving away from this, and we are going to try and engage
the mainstream,
that other viewer. Right. But it seems like they're into a pattern now of booking for the wrong people. With the wrong people, what I mean by that is the people who are watching this or listening. Yeah, I honestly think they have your money. Like, it's not something you don't need to work for it. It's
right.
It's pretty much a given. So let's go and work for the people that have turned away from it and try and get them back.
Right.
This isn't going to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's weird, dude. Like, that is true, but obviously from the reactions tonight from that group of people, they weren't booking this event for them. Like just having the whole Ellsworth thing go down was not booked for the smart fan.
No, and I guess it will take time.
Yeah.
And I think like Vince Russo said when he was our guest, like the Jinder might be a first step in the right direction. And I mean, even in our group tonight, like both Cav and Greg said that they like Jinder as champion and it's working for them, and it works fine. Like obviously, I was hard back to the point where it could have done with a little bit of work going in, but we'll alleviate that complaint at this point.
All right. Well, is there anything else to say?
No.
All right. So thank you for watching this live stream of the Dirty Sheets podcast, DS247. Subscribe to us on YouTube. This is a new thing. Let us know what you thought about it. If we should continue doing this. This was an experiment tonight. Subscribe to us on Twitter or follow us on Twitter at Dirty Sheets Pod. Subscribe on iTunes. Just search for the Dirty Sheets. You can find me on Twitter. I'm Nick at _from_NY. Billy is at Billy Body. Anything else you want to plug there, Billy, at the end?
No.
Right.
I'm on. My articles are on Sportskeeda, but you don't need to read them. The breaking news is where it's at anyway on here. So
yep.
Yeah, we have everything covered here if you subscribe.
Absolutely. So
we have subscriber numbers. So, but we'd like to hear from some of you guys, like iTunes reviews, emails, Twitter followers, tweets. Like,
right.
Where are you people? Like, we know you exist because our subscriber base is fucking huge. Like Nick tells me about it, and I'm just like, it's unbelievable. But we've not engaged with. We seem to engage with the same 30 or 40 people,
right?
Which is fine. But
we appreciate all the fans, but we want to hear from you guys. Don't be passive listeners or followers. Engage with us. We do this to hear, what your opinions are as well. So, other than that, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned.